Hey guys, welcome back to another Sorted George Garage with me, Julian. 66 New Yorker. Do you remember the last video we discovered this with Miss Daisy's engine? Well, let's see if we can clean that up. Here we go. To be fair, I wasn't actually going to make this video. However, people do like to watch videos of stuff being cleaned. And again, to be fair, I did actually get through like some bits and bobs. And then I thought, you know what, this stuff is absolutely filthy. So with what we've got left, I hope you enjoy this video. I did start on the block. And this is why it was like, you know what, I've got to make this video. This is just filthy. Right, here we go. Just great big lumps. God, dear, look at that. And all this lot here, I've just taken out from this little area. It's unreal. Wow. The grey is obviously where it's been stood, a bit of condensation over the years. I'm not worried about that. It's not head gasket gone or anything like that, you know. It otherwise it would have been grey everywhere. But wow. Good Lord. Unbelievable. Look at it. Sorted, George. Wow. Oh, right, let's crack on. Well, about 3 hours later, I've gone through the block, obviously, as you saw, scraping it out, and I've also used some spirit wipe, like, you know, solvents, to actually wash down the block. Not too bad. Obviously, we're at the back of the engine here, so this is obviously between the transmission and the engine that nobody sees, but I've given it a clean up anyway, so that's not too bad. That's come out all right. Top at the back, that's where the oil pressure switch is, so yeah, it didn't come out too bad. I gave the deck a bit of a scrape, sort of backwards, with a razor blade, you know, Stanley blade as it were, just to try and take off the, I mean, the head gasket was off, but just to get any sort of last remnants off. Didn't come out too bad. Right, valleys. A big thank you to one of my subscribers that apparently the grey, which I thought was like condensation, where it had been sat so long. I thought it was a bit of condensation and obviously mixed with the oil, whatever else. Apparently, it is paraffin wax that is mixed in with old oils. So if you see grey spots, whatever, whether it be like down in here on the heads or, you know, in there, don't panic. It's probably not a head gasket gone, it's just the paraffin wax separating in the oil if it's been stood for donkey's years like this was. Obviously, if all of the oil is grey, then yes, it's going to be a gasket, isn't it? So, well, pretty sure it is. Anyway, back to the plot.
Oh, we've got a plot this year, have we?
Right, yeah, so we've got a very high percentage, 99% of the oil. Obviously, like there's little bits up here, like there's a little bit on the top of there. But yeah, she's not too bad. Now I've got to go in the valleys where the lifters sit, or, you know, like obviously underneath. I've got to get in there. But like down in here, not too bad at all. There's a few little bits down there that I need to try and get to. Sorry about the poor camera work. But yeah, not too bad at all. There's a bit up here. Sorry for the poor camera work. There's a little bit at the top there that I need to get to. But obviously that's a bit of a pain in the derriere to get to, but I will get it. Front of the engine, timing chain area. That's come out all right, actually. Down there on the outside. Inside, obviously this here is what I first saw, because that's where the lift pump is. Yeah, she ain't come out too bad. I'm pleased about that. I am really pleased about that. So that's not bad on the first pass. So obviously I'm going to give it another go. And now we're upside down. Yeah, not bad at all, not bad at all. Like I say, just up in these little corners I've got to get to. I'll have to get a different brush, but not bad at all. There you go, down in there that I've missed. It's not bad. So, I think, see what I mean? It's just getting up in there. So, I've sort of put a load of thinners, spirit white, whatever it is, you know, down in the oil ways as well, just to help thin it up. I've got some, where are they gone? There they are. Oh yeah, I've been using my marigolds. Ordinary gloves. They don't work because they just get eaten by the spirits, by the solvent. But yeah, a pair of the old washing up gloves, marigolds, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, these are the engine cleaning brushes that I've got to get into the small oil ways, you know, like down in here, and then obviously in the crank, where obviously, you know, the oil goes through. So I've got a good couple of brushes to clean it up, but like I say, the only one that I haven't got, I need to get one long enough to go through this galley here for where the lifters sit. So not bad. That's come out all right. I must admit I'm happy with that. I'm not happy with, I'm not going to leave it like it, but I'm happy how it's come out, you know what I mean? So right, let's crack on. While I think of it, I'm just going to use a drift to get out the end of that dipstick. See if that will come out. It should do. Yeah, she goes. Get out. There you go. Oh yeah, and I forgot to show you. Look at the muck in that pan. Wow. That's what came out of the engine, basically. A few bits of gasket in there, but a high percentage of that came from inside the engine. How about that? That's how dirty she was. Unreal, isn't it? Unbelievable. Let's crack on. Here we go. Right, day 2, pass number 2. Obviously I'm upside down at the moment. I've just had it up the other way, hence why we've still got a few drips running. she's cleaned out all right. I must admit, I'm happy with this, guys. I really am. You know, like I say, I'm not a professional engine builder. This is my first time, you know what I mean? Oh, I put a Stanley blade across here, and also I used one of these, the old sort of Scotch-Brite, whatever they're called. But yeah, she hasn't come out too bad. I've taken off all the gasket around the oil pump. Here's the front. Yeah. So what I've got to do now, turn it up the other way. I'll tell you what, I'll show you. Hang on. What was I going to say? Can't remember. Oh yeah, where the lifters go, down in there. What I've done, I've got a very, 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 very high percentage of it out. Very high percentage, and I am happy with that. What have I done with it? There. Bought myself one of these cheapo little things. And obviously it attaches to an airline. It's a paraffin gun. Obviously I used the solvents. And what I've done, obviously, like that will blow air and the solvent. So I've got clean, fresh solvent all the time. And what I've done, I put it, obviously blew it into here, okay. And got most of it out. I think I'll put it away now. But I've got my little airline, like, you know, just to blow it. And I use that as well to blow everything out. And I'm happy. Like I say, it's come out all right. You know, considering the state that she was in, I'm happy how she's come out, you know. So what I've got to do now is, I mean, I've cleaned where the lifters go, but I want to get like a little brush in there or something on a drill, like one of them brushes that I showed you. One of these, you know. I want to get a fatter one of them just to put down in here, just to sort of clean it out 100%. Same again with the heads, change the subject. I used a blade and then I used the Scotch-Brite on both sides and also along the top. Sorry about my camera work. I'm going in a minute because I'm filthy. So yeah, so now the head or the deck is nice and clean. Basically the engine's now nice and clean. I've got to hone the bores out. Yeah, so that's going to be a job for tomorrow night. Yeah, right. See you tomorrow night. Here we go. Right, it's the day after tomorrow night. Like I say, I'm happy with the block. I'll give the lifters like that valley another clean, like one more time. All I've got to do now is put them brushes down through like the little oil ways and down through there, etc. I've also got a tap and die set that what I'm going to do is obviously go through all of the bolt holes just to make sure that they're cleaned up, and I'll run the die around the bolts as well. Yeah, let's get on with the crank. I've just got to clean out that first. So give me 10 minutes and then we can crack on with the crank. Here we go. Sort with George. That's how thick it is. Unbelievable. Look at that. Unreal. And that's per scoop. Look at the state of it in here. It just shows you though how much has actually come out. I know it's a bit on the liquidy side, obviously with the thinners, but yeah, this is all the sludge that was come out of the engine. That's come out of it. Unbelievable. Right. Wow. Right, let me crack on. I'll be back. Right, that's that job done. Here's one I prepared earlier. Right, let's grab out the crank. Here we go. Right, I've got the crank out. and I've given it a bit of a clean. Right, where the pistons go, the big ends, that's fine. I can run my finger across that. There's nothing. That will polish up nice. Okay, same as that. And in here, that will polish up. Now, it's the mains that I'm not happy with. Not at all. This one's okay. You can just feel the finger going across, my nail going across there. This one, number 4, don't look too brilliant. Number 3, which is your thrust main thrust, whatever you want to call it, that's fine. Number 1's a bit scruffy. Again, I can feel my finger going across that, and it don't look too good. However, number 2, not happy at all. I am not happy with that at all. So, oh, sorry, camera work. I can catch my finger on that. So, I think we'd be better off sending that out for a grind of 10th hour, go 10 under. Oh yeah, rear seal. Yeah, look at this, rear seal. The old original rear seal. It's like cloth. What is it, leather? Is it leather they use or something? Look at that. How about that? Still got the original seal, or had the original seal, should I say. There you go. Sorted, George. Yeah, so I'm about to run out and drop the crank off to get that done. That'll be done. That takes it's about a 2.5 week turnaround, something like that. So, well, while that's out, we can get on with some other stuff, can't we? Gutted, but I want it right. You know what I mean? I don't want to put it back together like that, because it's just going to chew up the main bearings, and yeah, that's terrible. That's just going to chew up. See if I can turn the old flash on. Any difference apart from making it yellow? Yeah, not happy. I see what the shop says. See what they say about it. But I can catch me nail on that bit. So yeah, that will go out. I'm going to get that done. I'm going to take that out today. I've got plenty of other bits and bobs to get on with and clean up, so I'm not worried about that. I'm certainly not going to be ready within the next 2 weeks, so yeah, right, sorted, George. I'm going to drop this off. I'll see you in a bit. Banging. Okay, crank's been delivered. Should be about 2.5 week turnaround. Nice guy by the name of Mike is doing it for me. He's also going to check to make sure that the crank is like parallel, level. It's not bent, as it were. So I've just been honing out the bores. First time I've ever done it. Turn my torch on. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Few little sort of dark bits around the top here where the piston ring obviously stops a bit shy of the deck, and obviously it's old, worn, whatever else. Right, let's crack on with some cleaning. Here we go. Timing cover. Look at this. Wow. What a mess. Right. That's what we're going to be cleaning up. Here we go. Right, sorted, George. There it is done. That's the oil slinger, nice and clean. Inside, I got rid of the seal. It was a nightmare to get out, but hey, I used the old Scotch Brite to go around the gasket area as well, and on the bottom. There you go. See that better? Yeah, lovely. And there's the outside. So yeah, lovely. Sorted, George. Okay, it's a couple of days later. It's been a week since I sent the crank out for grinding, and believe it or not, it's already back. It's done. They done the mains at 20 over. This was the one. This was the part where it was where I was catching me nail here. That was the dreadful one. Yeah, Absolutely fantastic job. Thank you, guys. And they've also polished up the big ends for me as well, obviously, because they had to like test that for size, as it were, like, you know, to make sure that the big ends didn't need to be ground over as well. The company I used was J Lyons down in Bryn Mawr. Anybody in South Wales, you know, in the valleys or whatever else, can't recommend them enough. They were absolutely fantastic. Customer service second to none. Lovely pair of guys in there. Mike, you're a gem. Thank you ever so much for doing what you've done. And like I say, the turnaround was actually quicker than what we was expecting. They've done a fantastic job, cleaned it. They've also tested to make sure, obviously, like that it is parallel, absolutely spot on. I'm well happy. Thank you, guys. Right, so I should put this away now. Here we go. Look, there's the little sign, just to say that the mains were 20 over, but the bearings are standard. So, yeah, right. So what I should do, I shall put this away now until I'm ready for it. I'm just going to crack on with some more cleaning. I think we'll do the sump and like the rocker arms and all the rest of it. So, more cleaning. Here we go. Right, sump. This is what we're going to be doing first. As you can see, you've got the dent there, obviously dent coming up inwards. And what's happening is, I don't know if you can sort of see it, see how bad it is there and in that corner there, look. I don't know what it hit, but basically, so there's the drain plug there, right? So when you're draining the oil, once it gets down to this level, anything this side of that ridge will drain out, but anything that side stays in there and I can't get it out. And as you can see, it's over this way more, so there's quite a bit that will stay in there. So perhaps some of the sludge, well, as you saw earlier, like, you know, there was sludge in there, but I couldn't get it out. So what I need to do, basically, put my torch there so we can see what we're doing. So basically what I need to do is beat the crap out. I mean, what I need to do is just gently knock that down, okay, both sides, to see whether or not I can get that, like the hump out, at least as best I can. But that's, as you can see, it's quite high where it's crushed down the wall of the sump. If I need a new sump, then I need a new sump, but I'll give it a go. You know what I mean? If it leaks when I'm cleaning it, then I know that it leaks. But if it don't leak, then I can reuse it, and there's no point in me cleaning it up first and then doing it, because I might damage it, in which case there's no point in cleaning it. Let's crack on with that. Here we go. Right, I've got an old hammer handle with a rubber end on it, and I've got a nice BFH to give that a go. So what I want to do is kind of go down at the angle first, because where it's come up there first, then crushes this area, so you want to sort of do that area first as you push it back down, then that, same on the other side. So let's just see if it works. If it don't, it don't, and I'll have to sort of try and suss out another way of doing it. We'll have to wait and see. I've also got a bit of wood here as well that I could try. Oh dear, here we go. Come on. Yeah, see, I don't want to use that now because I've gone through the rubber. Bad idea. Let's try wood instead. There we go. That better. That's doing it very well. I'm pleased with that. That's good. Look at that. That's taken that out quite well, actually. Pleased with that. At the end of the day, it gets dark. No, seriously, at the end of the day, it's only metal. And it will move. That's brilliant. Haha. Well, if you remember what the underneath looked like, you can see the dent there. That's a lot better. Let me bring you in closer. There you go. That's a heck of a lot better. It's just this little bit here. Not too worried about that because it's on the side. But the main thing is that I've got that dent out now, so everything that's over here will still drain out. So I'd call that a win. Now I've got to clean it and make sure it don't leak. Because if it leaks, it's a loss, isn't it? Never mind, it's a fail. But I think that's going to be a win, don't you? So, sorted, George. Let's get cleaning. Here we go. I'm just trying to scrape off like the remainder on here first. No point in trying to wash that off. Get rid of as much as possible. And then obviously we can hit it with the spirits. Right, here we go. Right, sorted, George, there it is done. I've just brought it out here into the sunlight so that you can see it better. That's cleaned up lovely. I'm well happy with that, I must admit. Inside, obviously nice and clean. And what I've done over here, because that's obviously, I mean, I've done it on both sides, but this is the worst side. So what I've done, I put some spirit in it and basically tried to do like a leak down test, you know, to see whether or not any spirit would leak through to the outside. That was a success, so she doesn't leak, so I'm happy with that. That's flattened out nice. And also I went around the outside edge with a Scotch Brite just to take off any remaining muck and rust and, you know, what do you call it, gasket, etc. So yeah, that's ready to go on. Well, what's this out of paint anyway? Right, more cleaning. Here we go. Engine mounts. We've done one. Getting there slowly. Sort of, George. And that's the engine mounts done. Jobbed, both of them. All nice and clean. Ready for a paint. Right, what's next? Okay, next on the agenda, rocker covers, obviously inside. Well, I've seen better, you know what I mean? I don't know what's happening up underneath there. See if I can get my torch down there. Yeah, not very good. You see it down in the corners there on both of them. That's that one, that's that one. So obviously underneath there is going to be pretty poor. PCV valve, look at the state of this. I've just taken it all apart. Look at the muck in there, unbelievable. And I know, I mean, listen, there you go, you can hear that it's working okay. But obviously with the muck around the top there, if this focuses, you can see the muck around the top there. So I would thought that that won't close up properly. So yeah, that's what's next. So here we go. Right, sort of George, there it is. Job done, that's that done. It's all nice and clean down in there as well. I even found like a part number thing on here. It says, I don't know if you can see that in the light. It says Novo, and there's an arrow. Then it says manifold. Oh, focus. Manifold. And then underneath the part number says 117A98. How about that, eh? Sort of George, that's all done. That's nice and clean. Lovely. Banging, that's ready to go on. Lovely. Right. I have started on the insides of the rocker covers. Not bad. I've got to now do like down in here. So, right. Yeah, you can see the difference there on that edge. So, right, let me just finish these off and I'll be back. Well, I had to show you this. Obviously, we are doing the inside or underneath that cover, like the splash shield, and you should see the muck coming out of it. It's unreal. This is the side for the PCV valve, and look at the stuff that's coming out down here. It's just unreal. I'm just using one of these little brushes, and it is just caked in there. It's unbelievable. Look at it coming out. Wow. Let me see if I can do up. Get the state of it. Right. I should have to show you that. It's just unreal. Right, let me crack on. Well, a considerable amount of time later, we got them done. That's both of them done. Came out really nice, pleased about that, both of them. Obviously, as you saw, I was doing the brush, and then what I'd done in the end, once I'd done as much as I could with the brush, get out as much as I could, I got an old rag, folded it up, and then just forced it up underneath all the way to the top and back down again, pulled it out on both sides. That came out quite clean. Well, not quite clean, it came out clean. What I was using as well was my paraffin gun with the solvents in there, and that gave it, should I say, a really good jet out of all the rubbish. Oil cover, what's name, that's come out all right as well, so that's ready for a paint, same as the well, not the outside of this yet because I haven't given them a rub down with a wire brush, but that's the inside done. Jobbed. I should do them when I get my wire wheel out. Let's crack on. Distributor, looking like a little man with his arms thrown up in the air. Right, we've given that a good old clean because that was absolutely hideous. It was horrendous under there, wasn't it? It was filthy. So we got that going. I've lubed up in here with the old 3-in-1, as you do. We've got a part number on here of 2642252 155 and then an E. And also, the weights were stuck fast. They did not want to move at all. So, sorry about the focus. So, we got that going. So, that's good. She's all lubed up and she spins lovely. That's good. Right. What's next? Here we go. I'll tell you what's next. The block. Right. I'm not very happy with the top of the block. Okay, I used a ridge reamer, sorry about the focus and the light, and you can still feel like the top not there so much, but you can here, I can still feel it here. Just catch a nail on it. So like I say, I'm not very happy with that, so I'm going to go and get the block checked out by an engineer friend of mine. Make sure everything's okay, make sure the boards are okay, etc., and see if he can do anything with that little lip at the top. I'll also get him to check out the heads, make sure they're okay, like with the valve guides, etc., and also hopefully he'll be able to check out the spring tension as well for the valve springs, make sure that they've still got enough tension, or whether after 55-56 years worth of use they are shot. So I shall call this video here. Guys, thanks ever so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Like, share, hit the subscribe button as well if you wouldn't mind, because it will help this channel grow. And a huge thank you to those that have already subscribed. I really do appreciate it. Yes, look at that. What was that? Guys, I will see you on the next one. It's Salted George Garage. Banging. I must be the luckiest guy around. I've got just trying to load this block onto the car. And I thought, is it tall enough? That is absolutely spot on. Right, let's get this loaded. Can't believe that.